Welcome back into the Pig Trail Show, joined by a very special guest, four-star edge and 2026 Arkansas commit, Colton Yarbrough. Colton, thanks so much for taking the time today.
Appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, of course. Colton, just to start, obviously you commit to Arkansas recently. To begin, what was it about the staff that sold you on Arkansas and made it feel like home and the right place to go to school?
They've been real since I was in eighth grade, and uh, Coach Adams produces elite edges. Coach Pittman is a good guy, electric guy, so I liked it.
We've heard time and time again about that defensive staff. You mentioned Coach Adams. I know obviously offered you in eighth grade, just specifically about him, what he's done with Landon Jackson, guys like that. What about Coach Adams appealed to you during your recruitment?
Um, he never tried to pressure me into committing. He was always straightforward and kept it real with me the whole time. So.
And you guys are putting together quite the little Oklahoma contingent in 2026 overall. What do you like about the Oklahoma kids kind of making their way to Arkansas? And you going to kind of continue to lead that bandwagon, recruit some more kids to come with you?
Yes, sir. I love it. I mean, it's like Arkansas is kind of a home still too. It's like it feels like Oklahoma, but it's like it's not Oklahoma at the same time. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And for Arkansas fans, describe what type of player you are. What type of player are the Hogs getting when you finally arrived to campus?
Uh, I'm quick, I'm twitchy, good with my hands. I'm a good lengthy guy. I can produce power a lot, just quickness too.
Throughout the process, there's been a lot of Landon Jackson comps. What about his game do you kind of see in yourself, and do you kind of model yourself a little bit after the edge? What do you see similarities-wise there?
Well, Landon Jackson, he's actually kind of close to where I was from. His high school is like Western Texas, I think. And well, I mean, we have similar size in high school. Uh, Similar, like we play the same pretty much. I don't know how to yeah.
Otis, I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah, well, I spent about 2 hours with Colton the other day, so I'm about out of question. But no, just the fact that are you going to try to come to the UAB game? You're going to be up playing Gravett the night before, or are you going to try to stay over for that
game?
Yeah. You well, you're pretty excited to see them play this year. I mean, we all think they're going to be a lot better than they were, and I think they will. But you're pretty excited to see the product they put on the field.
Oh yeah, for sure. With Jalen Green, quarterback. They have lead tight end.
Yeah.
Landon Jackson, lead linebackers. And they led the college football in touchdowns, and so they're gonna have a elite defense. And
you mentioned the elite tight end. Do you know Luke? I mean, he was the number one player in Oklahoma a couple of years ago, and now you're number one player 2 or 3 years later. Did you know Luke at all?
I think I saw him at an OU camp one time.
Mm-hmm.
Think so.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah, he's strong guy.
Yeah. What are you in your junior season there at Durant? I don't think I asked you that. What are your goals for that season as far as high school?
Prove myself, honestly. And I don't know, maybe break a couple of records or something. I don't know.
One thing you told me the other day that kind of surprised me. I asked you, was it a difficult decision? I expected you to say yes. And you told me, no, it's really an easy decision to pick Arkansas. Kind of go into that for people that maybe didn't read my article or something.
I mean, since eighth grade, they've been consistent with being real, and there wasn't like they go back on their word or something, or like they change up. They've always been the same. And every time I go on campus, there was always electric vibe, good vibes, and whole staff was go with me, and so I'll just go with them.
John told me something that was interesting. He said when you and him call up here, Deke, Sam, whoever, they almost always take your call.
Always pick up. Yeah,
Yeah, they
yeah,
always pick up. And I guess a lot of schools don't do that or something.
A lot of schools expect me to call them, but like when I was growing up, I had no interest in calling all these coaches. I'm not gonna lie, and I mean they get mad that I didn't call them. And Arkansas understood. They understood that going through Coop was the correct way to do it and go by it. So
What Sean Cooper, by the way, owns C4. It's a fitness deal down there in Durant, Oklahoma. How much has he helped your career, Colton?
night and day. He's pretty much done everything. He paid for my flights to go to all these places. He's put my name in all these coaches' mouths and just helped me out, you know.
I think it was your mother, it might have been your dad, but I think it was your mother told me that your family's big Hog fans. Just talk about that. I mean, Razorback fans.
Yeah. My grandma was exhilarated when she heard. I told her she couldn't say nothing, but she was excited. We had a couple of family members graduate from there too, and it was amazing.
I think your mother said your nephew did for one.
Her nephew probably did. I don't get
okay. Her nephew. Okay, I misunderstood her. Yeah, I guess it would be her nephew. Yours would be kind of young. But anyway, just the game up here against Gravett. There'll probably be a lot of Razorback fans out there watching you play. You hope to put on a special performance that night.
Yeah, I'll have to. I'll have to show up for him.
I'll be there. I'm sure there'll be a good crowd out there. I've been pumping that game up a little bit. Just when do you guys open your season? Who do you open the season with? I'm sorry, I can't talk.
We start with one of our rivals, Ada, Oklahoma, week 0. They don't like me. I don't like them. It's all right.
I'll ask you too. I believe your 7-on-7 teammate, Adam Austin. Is that right? He plays 7-on-7 with you. Yeah. What did Arkansas get in him? We've talked about you, but what did Arkansas get in Adam Austin?
I was surprised when they got him. Not gonna lie, I had no. It was his first time on campus. I mean, he wasn't talking like he was about to commit or nothing, and he called me. He was like, "Yeah, I committed too." I was like, "Oh, okay."
He's pretty good safety, man. He's a big kid anyway. I know that he's really big, and I think we'll probably have him on here next week. But just how close are you and Adam?
Me and Adam are like 2 hours away, 2.5 hours. He lives in like
pretty good close friends, though. I mean,
oh yeah, we've been friends ever since we started 7-on-7 together.
Yeah.
When he first joined, he was pretty good. He was pretty tight.
Yeah. You got anything?
Yeah. I'll hop in a few more. Just you talked about coming up for the UAB game. Just what about the atmosphere, game day? What excites you the most about coming to Arkansas and eventually, playing and being a part of that?
Calling them Hogs, baby. Calling them Hogs. That's amazing. Like I was at the Alabama game last year. And there was like a little section of Arkansas fans, and all you could hear was "ooh," and it was exhilarating. I loved it.
So you were in Tuscaloosa for that Alabama-Arkansas game?
Yeah, and y'all was whooped them.
Yeah, that was the game, right? Landon Jackson had, I think, 3 sacks, something like that.
Yeah, against that big tackle they had.
Yeah. As you kind of move forward and, you look into your junior season here, what's something you're trying to improve most on? Say, hey, I got to get a little bit better in this area.
Explosion of my hits, without a doubt. Yeah, I mean, I'm just a big guy. I got to get better at being low and being explosive while being low and being comfortable while being low like that.
We talked obviously about Landon Jackson, just in general, players that you model your game off of, growing up and looking at that.
Myles Garrett. I mean, Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
I love Micah Parsons too. Yeah.
Yeah, he's big time, man.
Yeah.
I mean, and I used to, like, before I got recruited, I used to be an OU fan and stuff. So I was always going to OU camp. So I like Ethan Downs too. Ethan ED, but I know Landon Jackson better than him though.
Yeah, and just kind of moving forward, you talked about Coach Adams, obviously, and that he played a large role. He's been on you since 8th grade. You know, for Arkansas fans, if you can, kind of just peel back the curtain. What is the recruiting process like for that defensive staff? Everybody we talk to just talks about, hey, you know, they're authentic, they're real. What was it like being recruited by Coach Adams and just the defensive staff as a whole?
Well, they really didn't. When you're on campus, they'll tell you we're not going to change up for you at all. We're us, and that's part of being like our family. You want to be a part of our family, we're gonna be ourselves. So you can be yourself, and I mean, he's always calling me. You know, I'm always calling him. He'll always answer, and they're family oriented. They're God oriented. I like that. We're through Jesus, and
What about Coach
yeah,
Pittman specifically? What were conversations like with him?
well, Coach Pittman's from
Yeah.
Oklahoma, and he'll always tell me every time I go into his office, he'll tell me about this story about how he played Durant. All right, he played Durant in playoffs one year. He said this big linebacker, laid him out. He won't. I don't think I was supposed to say that, but he said this big
We
linebacker
love that
laid him
story,
out.
man. We love that. We got something to hang over Sam now.
Otis, you got anything
Yeah,
else before we go?
Just man, I really appreciate you, Colton. Everything, the recruiting process leading up all the years I've known you, leading up to the last Saturday and today. I just appreciate everything you've done for me. I know, you know, and everything. I really appreciate you, man. Tell your parents and your coach hello for me too.
All right, that's 2026 Edge Colton Yarbrough. Colton, thanks so much for joining the show.
I appreciate you. Go Hogs.
Much more Pig Trail Show coming up on the other side of the break.